Genius crushed brute force at Gaugamela, where a mere 47,000 men outfoxed over 100,000. Forget numbers, it's all about strategy, and Alexander had the ultimate playbook. You won't believe how he turned the battlefield to his advantage. The Battle of Gaugamela, when Genius defeated numbers 331 BC. In the heart of the Persian Empire, one of history's greatest military minds, Alexander the Great, was about to face impossible odds. As Alexander marched east with his Macedonian army, he encountered a vast and powerful opponent, King Darius III of Persia. Alexander commanded around 47,000 men. Darius's army, according to some sources, exceeded 100,000, including cavalry, war chariots, and even elephants. The numbers heavily favored Persia, but Alexander's true weapon wasn't numbers, it was tactical brilliance, the battlefield, an advantage or a trap. Darius chose the plains of Gaugamela as the battleground, a wide, flat terrain ideal for chariot maneuvers and large cavalry movements. On paper, it was the perfect battlefield for the Persians, but this was exactly what Alexander wanted. He had scouted the battlefield in advance and allowed Darius to choose the terrain. Why? Because it gave Darius a false sense of control. While Darius focused on physical ground, Alexander focused on mental ground. Psychological warfare. The flanking feint, a strategic illusion. As the battle began, Alexander executed the first phase of his strategy. He extended his right flank, pulling his cavalry outward and slightly backward. This maneuver looked like a retreat or overextension. Darius took the bait. Persian cavalry surged toward the apparent gap, believing they had caught Alexander off guard. In reality, they were being drawn away from the Persian center, stretching their formation and creating a fatal void in the middle of the line. Alexander's right-wing movement was not an error. It was a deliberate illusion, a trap that fragmented the Persian formation. The death blow, a lightning strike through the center. At the perfect moment, Alexander gathered his elite companion cavalry and in a tightly packed wedge formation, launched a sudden and ferocious charge directly at Darius's center, the heart of the Persian army. The Persians, already misaligned from chasing the flank, couldn't respond in time. The center crumbled under pressure. Darius himself, facing the onslaught, fled the battlefield. The moment a king runs, the spirit of the army shatters. What followed was a complete rout. With their leader gone and their formation broken, the Persian army collapsed. Thousands were captured or killed, the rest scattered. Why Gaugamela matters? Strategy over strength. Gaugamela wasn't won through brute force, it was won through calculated deception, timing, and terrain manipulation. Alexander. Let Darius choose the battlefield, turning it into a psychological trap. Lured Persian cavalry away from their king by stretching his own line. Exploited the opening with a precise and sudden center assault. Broke the enemy's spirit by targeting leadership, not just foot soldiers. This victory marked the fall of the Persian Empire and established Alexander as the unrivaled ruler of the East. The lesson: battles are won in the mind. First, historians call Gaugamela one of the greatest tactical masterpieces in military history. It teaches us that true power doesn't always lie in numbers. It lies in vision, adaptability, and the ability to control the flow of chaos. Alexander was just 25 years old,